It's been 20 years playing in the local punk scene, so we're just stoked to still be alive. We started in '99 with me, Otto, and Derek, these guys, and then Kat joined our band like maybe 6 or 7 years ago. So we've been pretty much the original band members like since we started. So me and Derek started the band in high school. We would go to punk rock shows together, and we would watch like Otto's band play, actually, the Sticklers, and a lot of other awesome bands like the Numbskulls and Unit 101. And I think we loved punk rock music. Like, we grew up listening to it. It was like we were both brought up in like Mormon families, and it was definitely like a whole another spectrum and world, and we gravitated, I think, towards it, and found kind of our own place versus like kind of being brought up in more of like religious households and stuff. So like punk rock music, I think, and the punk scene in Hawaii like just inspired us to like venture out into the world and get out of our little comfort zones on the North Shore. And we met some really awesome people. The scene was super welcoming when we first started out. Like, there were like cool organizations like at like Food Not Bombs feeding punk rock kids at shows, and all the shows were all ages. They were all like $5 at the door, and they were all just like very inclusive. And the scene then is not that different from now. It's just some things have changed, but I think we still have a great like local music scene here, and we're stoked to just still be doing it, still be a part of it.
I think that like metal bands or dance bands, you have to have a lot of expensive equipment, but punk rock, you can just decide that day and do it that day. And I think that the whole DIY of like the whole thing of like even the recording of a punk rock doesn't have to be expensive. The equipment doesn't have to be expensive. Getting a show isn't that expensive. It's the DIY of it. And I guess it's the beginning. I just like that part of it.
Started playing punk rock music and really listening to the songs and like hearing like the stories and what people were singing and yelling about, and getting this like angst out and like dumping this load off of like their shoulders, like stress, like frustration, anger, like venting, just like releasing it all. I was like, I get it. That's the emotion. Like, it's like all this internal stuff you don't know what to do with. People, maybe they surf or skateboard or they do MMA or whatever. Like, punk rock has been the thing for me to like get that out, like get the frustration out, get the angst out, get the anger out, so that I can go about my life and do other things and not, punch holes in the wall all day. It's a spirit for like change and revolution too. Like, this world we live in has got some really messed up things going on, and like this is the platform for that, and it's accepted by the peers and the people that we're standing up for the little guy, the ones that don't belong, the weirdos, the outcasts. Me and Derek went to Kugel High School. We're like one of the only like couple punk rocker kids there, and like feeling like an outcast, like you don't belong when you find like a punk scene, or you find a punk band or people that are like you feel like you're not such a weirdo and an outsider. And that's what's always like drawn me to it, kept me involved in it, because I still don't feel normal. I don't feel like I really fit in anywhere still. And when I see like young punk kids, I'm like, oh cool, yeah, you're one of us, you're with us.
I've been playing music since I was a kid, and punk rock changed my life in so many ways because it made me look at life differently. It made me realize that sometimes you don't really have to care about everything. Sometimes just caring enough about certain things and being passionate about it is all that it takes. Aside from, you could try and save the world, but you could also just like care enough to make the world a better place.
Well, you say that you're happy, and you say that you care. What you have, and right on, I've been around here all the way. Take it away.
still feel like we just started playing. Like, I don't think it's been 20 years, honestly. It's still, I can still remember our first show at the gym. It feels like it was just.
We all look the same, so
Yeah.
that's, you know.
Speak for yourself, dude.
Haven't aged at all.
I'm way fatter now.
It just everything feels normal. It feels like it should be. Like this is a natural thing what we're supposed to be doing together.
Just the way it's gonna.
Like the purpose also is to share this like with other people, and seeing like a lot of the same faces show up like year after year, it gives us a motivation to keep doing it too. Like Hawaii needs punk rock. We're gonna keep doing it because it's important. It's a necessity for like every city, every place in the world to have music like this, for people that are searching for it, that are seeking it out, that want that like rebel music, whether it's like, you know, like punk rock, hardcore, ska, reggae, whatever. Like there's gotta be that subcultural music for people to like connect with, identify with, and get out of the mainstream trash that we just get polluted with like on the airwaves, because that's all just like fake, hollow stuff. And I think bands that play in these kind of subcultures, like you can listen to a Peter Tosh record from 40 years ago, or you listen to like The Clash, or these topics are important, and people need to find an outlet to connect to that. And punk rock, hardcore music, all that stuff, like we're here to be that for them too, you know.